A word of warning. If you're an independent bank or credit union with at least 3 years of historical debit or credit card data, you are sitting on one of the most valuable data assets in the entire world, a customer graph. Do you know how sites like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn have been collecting information on how people are connected to each other? That's a customer graph. Hold that idea in your head. Now, at the same time, do you know how every time somebody uses a credit or debit card, it generates that time-stamped transaction string? Person A spent here at this time. I see some head nods. Good crowd. The big idea is that while that transaction data is very simple in isolation, if you get enough of it together, you can build your very own customer graph, giving you the same sort of advantage that Facebook or LinkedIn has, just with anonymous transaction data. Since launching last year, we've now processed over 1 billion transactions. We've taken an investment from Wells Fargo, and I'm very happy to see many of our customers in today's crowd. We're extremely grateful for their support. If you'd like to meet any of them later, just stop by our stand, look for the sharks. This year, we're launching a new tool to use the customer graph to supercharge digital acquisition. Customer acquisition is really important right now because if you're an independent bank or credit union, you're swimming in some pretty competitive waters. On one hand, you have the mega banks, the big sharks. They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year on new technology to gobble up everybody else's customers, members, and deposits just as quick as they can. And on the other hand, you have the little sharks, the emerging fintech challengers. They're backed by over $20 billion in venture capital trying to do the exact same thing. Now, you can't outspend Bank of America, and you don't have $20 billion of someone else's money to burn, so what can you do? The good news is that you have something none of your competitors have, your historical transaction data. And today, we're going to show you how you can take the data you have and turn it into an edge you can use in this fight. Step 1. Alpharank takes data from your core processor and your card processor and merges it together into a new, clean, useful data asset, always anonymous, constantly updated, easy to explore. We call it a customer graph. And then step 2, Alpharank identifies distinct communities in the graph where your brand is doing extremely well. That's the color coding you're looking at. And step 3, Alpharank enriches the graph with deep behavioral attributes extracted from the transaction data. Card data, bill pay data, ACH data, you name it. If it's anonymous, non-PII transaction data, we will use it to learn what unique behavioral attributes define your healthy banking communities. And the more data we process, the better we get at this. So why do communities matter at all? Well, most of your competitors market to individuals and ignore the fact that people belong to networks which shape the way we act. We work in communities, we live in communities, and we bank in communities. Marketing to more connected communities is simply more efficient. One of our clients this year saw a 10x conversion boost by marketing to the connected communities identified by Alpharank. So let's explore how this would work for something like acquiring new deposits, which I know is on all of our minds right now. First, Alpharank will go in and find the existing high deposit communities in your network, color-coded as red on this graph. As we explore it a little bit deeper, these are mostly middle school parents. And if we zoom in to this particular parent, we can see that they have a great Alpharank score, meaning they're highly connected, and they're tagged as a foodie who's much more into live music than their peers. This is exactly the type of stable deposit relationships that we would like more of. So let's go get some. If we click Show More Similar Customers, Alpharank then finds all the similar customers in your network and the unique behavioral attributes that define their communities. And then if we go to Target Accounts, we can select the digital media properties where we want to buy ads. So for this particular community, that's going to be YouTube and Pinterest. So as we scroll down, we can actually explore some of the existing customers that went into this lookalike analysis. It's a wonderful picture of what your ideal stable deposit community looks like. And if we select Export Custom Audiences, Alpharank will then group the right profiles to create your ideal community. As the campaign runs, Alpharank continuously monitors who converts to improve future predictions. And boom, we're done. This is how you go acquire the new customers you want at a fraction of the cost the sharks are paying, by casting a tight little net at the right type of people that are already resonating with your brand using the data you already have to guide you. In closing, Alpharank takes the data you have and turns it into an advantage you can start using today. If you're curious to learn more or are wondering how exactly do we make the connections without using Facebook, I'd invite you to find me afterwards, give me a card, add me on LinkedIn. There's a video on my profile that we did with JPMorgan Chase that answers all of those questions in detail. My name is Brian Lay. I believe everybody's connected to everybody else, and we can prove it. Thank you.